Okay, let's see, it's starting. And this is what I'm going to do today. I'm gonna try and finish the 10th Color Me collab. Twitch. Chat pop out, there we go. In case you guys want to write me something, I should be able to see it here in the corner. If you see I'm not responding, I don't know, put a colorful emoji that should draw my eye. Typically I don't get a lot of people in my Twitch stream, so I tend to forget to look at it. Come on. Oh really? That big? Get in there. Finally, now I can draw. I had some issues with the sound, I've been told. I'm trying to fix it. There seems to be an update for the OBS and I'm gonna install it later today. For those of you that are new to my channel, the Color Me Collab is an art event that we hold pretty much every month. You can find the link to the group on my artist page, Hisame Artwork. You can find me on Facebook. I'll turn the tablet on. And I'm kind of exercising now my blending skills. And Clip Studio Paint is just great for that. It has a lot of options for blending that you can't find in Photoshop. Photoshop is mostly for photo editing. It's not really a illustration software from my point of view. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree. They've been using it a lot for that purpose and they seem very pleased with it. And I think they just simply haven't tried other programs. And if you're happy with the program you have, I can understand not having a need to try something else. I generally like to try other painting softwares just because I like getting stuff done really quickly. And there are some programs that if you can master them, the results can be quite beautiful and quick. Like I often need to do a lot of concept art for my books. It helps me with my stories if I do some concept art for the characters, and do kind of a lot of variations to kind of decide on how the character would look, and then I have his look and everything, so it's easier for me to write the story if I know how the character looks. And also for maps, I do a lot of maps. Generally my characters do a lot of traveling in their story simply because I enjoy traveling, so, and world building. Thus I have a need for maps. I'm gonna check the OBS that it's working. Sound seems to be working. Let's see. I am live. There's someone watching. Hi there. Welcome to my channel. If you'd like to write me something, you can log in on one of the free um, uh, streaming services and just write in there what you want to say. It does require a account in order to use the chat. If not, you can just always keep watching. So I am using my Wacom Intus tablet, medium size. I really like the medium size because it's easy to transport. I had the bigger one and there wasn't really any advantages but just extra price. But it was the first tablet I ever got and I didn't really know how they worked, so I thought, oh, the bigger the better. I have tested smaller ones at work, but I never liked the ones that are too small. I feel like my hand is gonna fall off the tablet and it's really inconvenient. The way I draw is I rest my hand on the tablet. I know some people just draw from the air like a Renaissance painter, but when you're drawing for hours and hours on end, you really can't keep your hands suspended like that. And I do tend to work a lot of hours straight. I have a tendency for really big, complicated, detailed illustrations. This fortunately is not one of them. But when I do something for myself, it's generally needlessly big, huge, very complex, lots of details. I don't know when to stop usually. I don't have a very good sense for that. Now I'm kind of getting these prickly pixels out of the way. I'm gonna try and get it smooth. I'll look for everything, smooth feel. I think the illustration didn't have transparency, so I kind of had to glue some of the layers together, and the resolution wasn't the best quality. It was never intended to be a very big painting. It's just my preference. I like to go into a lot of details, like I said. I gotta learn to kind of do more sketch type of stuff. I haven't done sketching in a long time. I generally know what I want to do, so I sit at the table and do it. I don't do a lot of sketching beforehand. And I aim to change that. I got a little notepad and I'm gonna try and sketch some more. I do have a tendency to kind of get lost into details and trying to fix that. For my own comic, for example, just because I know that I'm never gonna settle on a line art and be happy with it, I asked my friend June Fender to help me with the line art. So she does the line art, and then whatever she does, I'm pretty much okay with it all the time. I try not to get too involved in the details and like move every little line that doesn't perfectly match my ideal, because then it's a very inefficient way of working, first of all, and like needless perfectionism. It doesn't really add as much to the image. So I'm trying to get better at that. There we go. The nose is very difficult for me. I'm gonna try and I looked at a lot of nose tutorials, try and get a better feel for what a nose is supposed to be shaped like. Um, Gosh, horror. I'm just like really tempted to like scrap everything and start over, which is probably the best idea, when you failed at something. kind of the shading underneath the eyebrow. Okay. I don't know if I should do the eyelashes a dark purple maybe. Let's see if I can do it the same the other side. So the line art wasn't made by me, it was made by Miss Crazy, and it was made specifically I think for the Color Me collab event. Anyone can join the event, so how the event works is a artist will donate a line art and the other artist will color it. This is the 10th Color Me collab. We have since gotten to the 26th Color Me collab. This was a line art that I missed at the time because I didn't have time to color it. I think I was busy with some other projects. But I really liked it and I've been wanting to kind of get into it for a long time. The style that I was trying to go for also is a pretty tricky one that I am not familiar with. So this is part 2 of the coloring of this line art. I have previously worked on it for a couple of hours. And I wasn't able to finish it. I'm not sure I'll be able to finish it to a satisfactory level. But I will try. where I kind of failed. I'm trying to patching it with the other brushes. It's a really nice combination to kind of do these red line arts. Kind of makes everything pop. And when it comes to blending, it's a much more forgiving color than black. And a lot of blending programs, black just makes everything gray, like Photoshop. Clip Studio Paint is actually pretty forgiving. There are a few programs in which you can mix kind of green and red and get this nice purple blue. Of course, I intentionally chose a bluish green and a bluish red so that when they do mix, they go on the blue route instead of the yellow route when mixing. So I kind of learned what Clip Studio can and cannot do, so I'm always trying to take advantage of its strong points. Another great program for blending is PaintStorm. PaintStorm is really awesome for landscape concept art. I wouldn't recommend it to a beginner. It's a pretty different beast altogether. You gotta have, I think, a bit of experience to know exactly what those things are. You just have so many options that you can get confused if you're a beginner. The naming conventions are pretty standard now, like you have multiply, screen, you have natural brush, ink, blending brushes. Like these naming conventions are pretty standard, so you can find what you want there. They might just not behave exactly as you anticipate. They might have some features that you really like, so and it's like way too much customization for a beginner. But if you know what you want and you're not satisfied with what the other programs are giving you, like PaintStorm will definitely be a very how should I say, giving. Like it will offer you a lot of options for customization. Like whatever crazy idea goes through your head, you should be able to do it in PaintStorm. Like I will often fiddle with the brushes just to get the exact same thing I want to finish my work faster. So I definitely like having a lot of options in my brush tool, and I've gotten so used to having options that when I am in a program that doesn't offer much, I'm like always, where's that option, or where's that option, or I see quotes on the internet from other artists like it's not the tool, it's the artist. A great artist can do masterpieces with a stick and poo and just fiddle the poo and stick on in the dirt and he'll be able to make a masterpiece. I don't want to put myself through that strain and that complication. I would rather paint with vibrant, beautiful colors instead of trying to squeeze gold out of crap. And one of the reasons I prefer drawing digital is that the colors don't fade out. It doesn't crack, it doesn't fall off. So I really like that. Of course, my drawing skills improve a lot faster than paint loses its color, but I still like the idea of having quality immune to time and being able to multiply an artwork. I don't like it to be unique and for only one person to like see it. Because if that would be the case, like I wouldn't have seen a lot of beautiful artworks, and I get to see them because of the internet. And also thank you to all of the museums that have scanned great works of art and put them online, so everybody can see the work of that Renaissance painter and that medieval artist and that surreal artist and so on and so forth. From all of the modern art styles, I'd say that by far my favorite is surreal. I guess anime should be included, but generally you don't find it in any art book as being a art style, a modern art style. Like you get a whole bunch of crazy names, I don't even remember them, with stuff that really isn't appealing to me. I generally like pretty art, art that is considered, I think, commercial. I don't know, maybe in 50 years it will be considered kitsch or crap. I don't know. Like I remember my grandmother had some little statues from China just because during the communism regime you kind of had to buy certain things at as a package. Like I don't remember exactly what the packages were, but from what I've been told, let's say you wanted to buy some potatoes, and in order to buy potatoes you had to buy some shrimps that you would fry, those shrimp chips, and also like Chinese statues. It's kind of the and those of you that maybe still have to pay cable to get internet. Like in some countries, if you want internet, you have to pay the cable even though you don't have a TV and you don't watch cable, still have to pay it. Well, something like this uh, was happening then during communism. And so a lot of people ended up with these really pretty Chinese statues. And it kind of depicted the life of the Chinese farmer. I suppose it was an idealized Chinese farmer because always the statues seemed happy and at peace and stuff like that, but it wasn't all fun and games. And now they're associated with old people and crappy communist merchandise. Nobody really wants to collect those statues, which is a bit of a shame. Like, I did enjoy them, I did like them, and I had tigers and some guy fishing or farming. They were nice, they were pretty, and they were very well made. Like, I remember thinking, I would not be able to do this, and I don't think they're made in factory mold, or they could have been. They might have not been made by hand. But I think they will make a comeback in a few years, maybe. If down with what's going on with the Russian countries and communist countries, sorry. And like there's less of a conflict, then maybe people can like focus on the because it was not all functional and ugly, although for the most part it was like the cheapest, crappiest stuff that you can find. Hi Anna, how are you? How's it? I saw the preview for your comic. I can't remember how many pages you have until you finished. If you finish your first chapter, or you're not gonna split. Like I want to split it into issues for sale. Today I went on shopping. I really don't like shopping. Even if it's for food. I really want to find everything I want quickly and leave. Oopsie daisy, there we go. I'm thinking to put 4 chapters volume 1, they will show the beginning of the story. 4 chapters, you mean like 4 pages, or because like the way you split it up, I wasn't very well, because usually it's split up differently. It seems like you have like 2 pages. Like, is that kind of an Italian format? Because I'm really with it. It's the manga format. Each volume tab was in chapters inside. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with the manga partition. Like, I've the kind of American partition, like issue 20 something pages. I'm really not sure which option is best. Since I don't have a lot of content because I put out constantly, I don't have a big team like in Japan. So I prefer the American format. Pages, if you don't have a lot of pages. Tankobon Italian partition is more an issue, but has more pages inside and usually are okay, I get it now. Yeah, I think it would be definitely easier to follow the story, you know, if you have it from start to finish, kind of buying the issues and kind of trying to get all of them. And this is definitely a problem, sorry, with American comics. Like, nobody really wants to get into a new story there because it's hard to keep track of what's going on. Dog has its standard 98 pages with a complete story inside. Maybe some characters appear in future issues. I see. Yeah, I can totally see how that would be more appealing to the reader. Probably that's why Netflix, like puts out a series, all 8 episodes or something like that, and uh, so that people can see the story from start to finish. And I guess it's probably a lot easier to follow if you have it all in one place and you binge something that isn't ridiculously long. Like binge watching is a pretty big effort. But binge watching 8 episodes, 8 hours, I read Dampir and I buy volumes for the drawings. I can understand stories, but when all characters appear, I don't fully get it. Yeah, the issue of availability comes up. Like, if it's on print, do you get the older issues? Because sometimes bookstores will not wanna keep in stock something that doesn't sell very. They have a limited space, so they gotta put out stuff that's. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough choice for sure, for sure. And if people can't get access to issues, they're gonna be less likely to kind of get into a new story. Echo. Hmm. Hmm. Some twice. I don't know what that is. Hopefully the update will fix it. Like I'm wholehearted. Because there kind of been several updates, and it's a bit confusing. But hopefully I will get to. Hmm. Phone, it happens always. I'm sorry. I hope I'm gonna fix it tonight. I didn't know how long because my internet is not that good, and it took forever to download uh, the new update for big size. I don't know, maybe it's loading somewhere on another planet. it's also a local internet problem. Like sometimes uh, none of my for Gmail and YouTube, but when I restart the computer, it's usually okay. The internet by students who I suspect don't really know what they're doing. A lot of the maintenance is done by students, and they get for doing half-ass jobs that they're not trained or qualified for. Hopefully somebody does train them and eventually better than they came in. Like a lot of the jobs that the students have here, they're not trained at the workplace. They're not just left to figure it out by themselves. I don't really blame them for not knowing. I'm just kind of any additional special training. Like a lot of the things I needed to learn for work, I just looked at tutorials on YouTube and a lot of stuff. It's a slow learning process. Anyone that we leave university to work anywhere, yet still we are expected to get a job. We do a lot of theory and it's not enough when you actually have to work and do stuff. Like in the past, you would work in the same trade and business as your parents, so you kind of got on the spot training. But that doesn't work anymore. A lot of the jobs that the parents have uh, might not exist. Child wants a different job. The parents want a different job. Really, you are becoming a From the lag I got featuring doing well on Tapas. You got an ad from you? I'm not sure I'm getting what you mean, Anna. Talking about Tapas that you got featured. Ah, no. I got featured on Say So. I got at Life Say So. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about employment. Employment and training. Complicated stuff. What do you do? Generally don't if you did any fun stuff. And there's a lot of theory in school, not that much practice. Like I can understand the curriculum being, we can't teach you all of those things. The particular industry changes so fast that there's really no point in teaching specific things. But my main issue is that like there's no emphasis on and search and learn. Like generally the assistant professors are gonna be like closer to reality, and sometimes they would like give us link oops to useful stuff and be like, check out this magazine, this things for you to learn, to continue to learn when you reviews, or they give advice, or they show what's the trend in the market. I want you to do me some wow art. Want art to look really wow. And you kind of wonder, what is this person talking? And they give you a whole bunch of stuff. It's different styles, and they're like, I want this wow. So you kind of have to do a lot of guesswork. At what other people do, you kind of get to understand maybe what that person. Gotten any more answers from the Yaruki contest? Like, have they said anything more? They're moving really slowly. Have they started to publish artists? I should ask June if she got any new mails from them. I sent my stuff to Tell Foundry, haven't gotten a reply yet. Maybe they just get a lot of email. They did say that do this and do this. Hopefully I got all of their correctly. Yeah, they're slow now. They show novel artists and maybe they're doing interviews with them. Oh, that's really nice. Like they're not just dumping the art. Kind of give a context, and if somebody wants to also become a manga artist, like they can read stories from smaller ones, kind of get a feel for what the steps are and um, profitable, I guess, artist. Like I've been Martin's interviews lately. Like it's amazing how long it takes for even mainstream. Like it takes decades by the time uh, their name pops out more. Like you do have your uh, J.K. Rowling, and sales-wise, even her flops have turned a profit. Like The Cursed Child is a written. Um, Stories are entertaining. I do like mystery stories, so like the Goblet of Fire and everything else was pretty. Not the Goblet of Fire, the Basilisk first books where I really like them, but the rest of the Harry Potter franchise, and I stopped buying the books. It seemed like it was too much drama for the sake of have any of the old charm. Understand that the stakes, the war, the no, things needed to change. They couldn't stay like fun anymore. But if you're reading the series, yeah, not in the age. Some stories, they're so well written that they're great time in life. Like Jules Verne stories. You can read them at any time. Isaac Asimov again, awesome. There is no age limit. Oh, Harry Potter. Try to rereading. Like there's reading it again. Um, will not bring you any added context. Not gonna do anything for you. I'm not sure exactly why the reason. Oh, it's just crappy writing. Of course, you don't want to read it again. But I think it's more than that. Uh, what makes a book like this be good for generations to come and for years to come. Hi June. No, depends on but I'm getting such a Sailor Moon vibe from it that for me Harry Potter is just and I think why did I enjoy this? First and the second Harry Potters uh I really liked and I still like. The tone shifted wasn't enough to keep the appeal for me. Gardening book. Gardening book. I wish I had a garden. I want a garden so badly. Badly. Hmm. Someday I will have a garden. Until then, I'm playing Stardew Valley, and I have a garden there, and I grow whatever. And I grow my piece of dirt for your garden. Although I don't think your dad is gonna be too happy about it. I can't plant anything. Shucks. This is in Martins, yeah. Like there are a bunch of squirrels and chipmunks and I sometimes see foxes and whatever I want. And now they excavated my little piece of dirt and I have nothing. So depressing. Every time I look at it, though it was small. My hand is cramped. Let's see with this background what I can do. Huh. I'll give June also the old lady that you some apricot and cherry. It's always very sad when you don't have like a little piece of grown and plant whatever flowers or stuff you want. Mm. I had a let's see. Like it doesn't do the lines that I got in. Maybe I'll do the background in. Be able to do that. Like I would like to do that, but like seems really hard to do bonsai trees. But that will be. But that will. But I don't know where to plant. Like I've seen some really beautiful little bonsai trees. Uh, they're just amazing. Like I don't know how they do it. From now to September, I'll become a gardener. Good luck. I got some gardening books as well, but I kinda have to give up on that. It was not to be. Like, I'm tempted to make this like um a lot of bubble, a lot of bubble. Like, do I have soap bubble brush? I think I saw one. I saw one. Soft circle. It's it's doing some kind of circle. Circle. I think I overdid it with her. It looks like Cara Delevingne. I hope I'm saying her name right. Maybe shouldn't have the background. It was kind of eclipsing the character. I like how the flower turned out. Good job with that. June, do you think for Neil's comic page 27 will be done week on Tuesday? You think you can finish it until then? Yeah? Okay then. Yeah? Okay. Next week I'll be doing line art from my comic, and we are starting chapter 2. And I'm gonna start putting the comic together to publish on each Amazon and so on. I'm gonna start working on a trailer as well. Hopefully I'll be able to do something animated. I'm not sure at the moment. But yeah, we're continuing with the story. And you need to like it. This was the 10th Color Me collab. Line art donated by Miss Crazy Isabella. Now we've gotten to the 26th Color Me collab event. We had this, at the moment we have some lovely line art from Sirio-chan, and you can find the line art on my blog for download, and you can share with us what you color in the Facebook group. And in 2 weeks and a half, We're gonna get some line art from Adrian He, comic book writer on Tapastic like me and Anna. Yay, your friend Sirio. Yes, thank you for his line art. It's very cute. It's kind of a little genie or spirit or anyone on some kind of plant creature. It looks like a Pokemon. It's very cute. So next line art is gonna be from Adrian. Sirio has an artist page. Video game. That's nice. I don't what I want to say. I have an artist page. I think I should message him because I wrote him in a comment, but he never replied. So either I missed his reply or he missed my not on Facebook. So like, is there somewhere that people can go his art? Because I do see some snippets every now and then on Facebook. Of course, Facebook is not great for following artists. Okay then. Gotta put a tag on there. Complicated. I will think how I do it. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of internet is underaged. like I don't even remember because when I was little, like I didn't have internet, and then when I got internet, I was a teenager, and of course the four kind of hit me was all of the porn on DeviantArt. It was like really hard else. Or a lot of it was now you have a lot of it that is, you know, censored, and you have to click yes, I want to. And it's pretty strange because like they're different, very um uh not safe for work. Cause like some of them are really gruesome and bloody, and like if you do any Game of Thrones fan, a lot of the TV shows now are super bloody. And for example, I see a lot of Walking Dead fan art, and usually when, you know, it's just the guy with the club and it's full of blood uh, it's kind of I would consider it not for kids, the whole Walking Dead series, because it has zombies chewing people. It's just generally a very violent TV show. But like some of it, I guess it's okay. Maybe I'm desensitized because I've seen so much of it. Oh, Sirio is hardcore. I'm glad that he took part in the event. He's very good at coloring and drawing. As the audience that he found, good for him. Like on Tapastic, a lot of the stories are, you know, love stories, romance, you know, love triangles and stuff like that. So I'm kind of having that in my story. Kind of leaves me at a disadvantage. Like all of the featured comics. Then he's a bit cute chibi. But I think it's very good. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, it might not be able for everyone to kind of see the line arts and stuff like that. Because, for example, Keirani's kids, posts and artwork, and I think Zach is like 7 years old. Not content for kids. Like my brother and sister are a bit older, so they kind of know about these things, but still, ties kids. Like it's enough when I got on DeviantArt and when I was hit with all the stuff, and I was with all the stuff. And what is this? People are crazy. Adults are crazy. So I'm glad that now they have a lot of and on Picarto, um, it asks you, are you an adult? Do you want to see this? And if you want to see this, like it's your problem. You have been warned. Oh, it's a girl. It's not a boy. Damn. I've been referring to he uh for a long time. Like I think I have confused him with Zell, and I put the wrong link. Me at 18. Now I'm gonna see mature content on DeviantArt. Yeah, and then you're like, I regret. uh, uh, be quite brutal. Like I had watching Game of Thrones because I heard it was really bloody and violent, and I was like, do I really want to see that? Probably not gonna watch it before I go to sleep because then I'm gonna. But good series, and they, oh my god, this. uh, yeah, I mean there are some good stories out there. For the American audience, they have to have a lot of violence and don't tune in. Like I think that's what's going on. I think. Because like some of the artists that do these things, some of them are very very talented and skilled, and full artwork that isn't as much of a niche. That's how they managed to get a foothold in the industry, by creating niche content that appealed to some people that really supported them because kind of generalized. Shocker anymore, I guess. And it just seems to me like you're limiting the audience. Like, for example, Deadpool and um had an R rating, so kids more adult, serious story, and they made their money's worth. Like they didn't go at a loss because of the. But at the same time, they didn't reach Disney. Disney has a lot of capital for advertising. A naked big to see. And for Disney, the whole family goes. You have like a potential for 4 tickets, and you might go again with your kids because they want to go see the Beauty and the or Frozen again. So you can watch again with the whole family. So then you get a lot more sales. You get a lot more dollar club or bajillion dollar club, I don't even know. So I wouldn't, you know, if you're a big company interest to do hardcore stuff, but then if you're a small company, more serious violent stuff that appeals to a smaller audience, but a lot more dedicated, because they like different kinds of. I was like, yeah, wasn't even looking for strange stuff. Like even if you Google Dora the Explorer and like a normal search, you don't put any bad words in there. You I really don't know how the Google works with that. Like, why is it putting up the first search results really weird stuff like that? So high up in the results. It's pretty strange. And I don't know, maybe the company needs to kind of make an effort. Maybe they can talk to Google and adjust the searches. Some companies do that and other companies don't, so that's why this stuff rises above, because it's a lot more clickbaity. Could be like then they click on it and then they realize what they clicked on it and they're like, I don't wanna, so it rises up in the search results. So I am done with my painting. This questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Junana, thank you for watching. In the group, in the Facebook group for whatever other event you organize or we're doing. And rest of you, thank you for watching as well, and see